Well, a couple of good things came out of today. We saw the sunshine and we saw temperatures get above the freezing mark. Those were nice things. We also melted off most of that snowfall, but it's left very damp conditions across the area. And with that and the clear and calm conditions we're going to have tonight, there's going to be a risk of fog, especially south of I-44 and east of Highway 65. And with temperatures going well below freezing, and you know how fog works, it's like a cloud, so you get that fine mist that's also within the fog. That's going to lead to a risk of some freezing mist or freezing fog, and a freezing fog advisory has been issued for areas from Gainesville east to Alton, also for areas like Shannon County, Winona, over toward Douglas County, Ava area, lower visibilities, and can't rule out a little bit of a light coating of freezing mist on surfaces, including maybe bridges, so that could lead to a slick spot or two. Just something to keep in mind if you're doing some early morning driving. That freezing fog advisory in effect through 9 o'clock Wednesday morning. The next big weather maker is a cold front that's draped across South Dakota and Minnesota. That will arrive tomorrow afternoon, pushing across the area tomorrow evening. Now, while we're ahead of the front, winds are going to remain generally out of the south. So temperatures will still be heading higher on Wednesday, but that cold front will blunt the warm up. And as that colder air works in, it will likely generate low clouds Wednesday night and maybe even a fine freezing mist or some flurries, especially closer to central Missouri. Looking at our hour-by-hour forecast for tonight, watching for fog development. You can see it expands up to about I-44, west over toward about Highway 65. Even here in Springfield, there could be some patchy morning fog. That mixes out. Looks like during the day on Wednesday, we're going to have these intervals of clouds. So there are going to be sunnier periods, but there are also going to be cloudier periods during the day. Then clouds roll in with that colder air, and as the colder air is coming in again, there could be some freezing mist or some snow flurries. That should thin out Thursday morning, and looks like for a time we're going to have sunnier conditions before another round of clouds moves in during the afternoon hours. So that's kind of how the pattern's going. It's pretty quiet, but we're getting these waves of cloud cover. Temperatures tonight dropping into the 20s, about 25 in Springfield. Highs tomorrow in the 40s. Expecting mid-40s here in Springfield. Winds light throughout the day, but becoming northerly behind that front and picking up a little bit overnight Wednesday night. We're down to 20 for a morning low on Thursday, and Thursday's a day where temperatures struggle to climb up to the freezing mark. Looks like about 33 for a high. Friday, better, mid-40s for highs, partly sunny. Saturday, even better, mostly sunny skies. Closer to 50 degrees for a high. Clipper coming through on Sunday will lead to a quick increase in clouds, also an increase in winds, turning gusty, with temperatures remaining on the chilly side. But some good news for you if you're not a fan of this colder weather. It looks like the cold air supply will start getting rerouted toward the northeast as opposed to the middle of the country. And that will allow warmer weather to try to spread in toward, say, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. And you can see that as we work through the weekend, remaining chilly. But once we get to Tuesday, it looks like we could have highs in the 50s. And the pattern through the middle of this month, through the middle of December, will feature, I think, less in the way of the kind of cold that we've had recently. So it looks like this cold snap will relax as we get into next week.
Pretty amazing to say that 53 sounds marvelous, which it does compared to how it's been, but how quickly things can change. That's for
and
sure.
I think a lot of folks are hoping that high temperatures could get maybe up to 60 or a little higher than 60. And I think that that possibility is there as we work through the middle of December.
Up and down like the Ozarks goes. All right, thank you, Jamie.